Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Kyrielle. Please try and ignore my hair and makeup today, okay? It is not looking the best. But that doesn't really matter, does it? Because today we are dip diving straight in to video 4 of my Declutter series. This one is a juicy one and it is eyeshadow palettes. I don't know about you, but this is always one of my favorite videos to watch after a declutter. So I hope you guys enjoy this one. I get them all nice and organized. It was very satisfying for me. Before we get right on into it, if you are new to my channel and you like declutters, you like makeup and all that jazz, then make sure you subscribe. All you need to do is hit the red button down below and the little bell button, and that'll just notify you when I upload next. I do all sorts on this channel: creative makeup, reviews, declutters just like this one, so just make sure you follow along. And if you are interested, I have already started a playlist on this, so if you want to see the other ones that I've already filmed, I'll link it up here in the eye for you. But yeah, I think that's all I need to say. I'm gonna stop blabbing and let's get right on into the organizing. Okay, I hope this angle is okay for everybody because this is really awkward. And I have 3 kind of piles. Originally, pretty much all of my palettes were kept in this like file organizer thing. But now, as you can see, I am completely overflowing. I've been keeping my palettes just anywhere and everywhere. I don't think I'm going to be able to cull it down just to fit it into here again. Just want to get rid of the excess, you know, that I just don't use. I hope you grabbed a beverage. I have a coffee. Let's get into this. I'm going to try and do some quick fire rounds. So I'm just going to start off with this, which is the Vault by Jaclyn Hill and Morphe. I've only really used this twice maybe. And it survived my last declutter. Let me just go through these. So we have Bling Boss, which does have some really stunning colors in it, but I feel like I definitely have like this color in another palette. And as you can see, they're like untouched. You know what? I'll quickly show you guys these other palettes. This is Ring the Alarm, which is more of the orangey ones, which looks very pretty. And then we've got Armed and Gorgeous. Again, very pretty, but I know I have these colours in other palettes. And then we have the Dark Magic, which is more of a greeny one. I don't need them. I'm going to get rid of them. Someone else can fall in love with it, hopefully, you know. I have these 2 e.l.f. bite-size palettes. They're in Carnival Candy and Pumpkin Pie. I really like the Pumpkin Pie one, so I'm going to keep this one and I'm going to get rid of the Carnival Candy just because I don't reach for it, and that random blue, I just don't feel like I need it. Okay, we have these 2 Makeup Revolution palettes. It's from their Pro range. It's the Ultimate Eye Look palette. I really like the packaging of these. These are the main reason I kind of bought them. I bought them to display, really. However, I've used this one and the formula was okay. The mattes were alright. This shimmer, it's super crumbly, but the effect on the lid was really pretty. However, I just don't reach for them. And actually, these kind of shades look very similar to this Charlotte Tilbury palette that I have. My partner actually bought me this. It's their Exaggerize palettes. They do look very similar. They're different shimmer formulas. Obviously, the tones are just very similar. I'm gonna get rid of this one. I just haven't reached for it. Even though I love the packaging, it's gonna go. I'm trying to be brutal, guys. I'm keeping my Charlotte Tilbury one. The formula in this is actually really good, and also it's kind of sentimental because my partner bought it for me, so I'm keeping it. This other Revolution Pro one I haven't even touched, so this one can go. The color story is really pretty, but it's 3 shimmers and 1 bone matte, so I'm not gonna use that. Okay, I'm making progress so far. I'm feeling good. I have the BH Cosmetics Nice palette, which was one of their Christmas releases last year. It's pretty, but I don't think I'm gonna reach for it, so I'm gonna let it go. Plus, it's a Christmas release. I don't know if it's limited edition, but yeah, I'm just gonna let that one go. We've got the Huda Beauty Nude palette. I really like this one. I've had this for a while, and I really love the mattes in here. The shimmers are pretty too. But yeah, I'm gonna keep this one because I usually take this if I want a nude palette. I kind of go for this usually. It is a go-to for me. I am just picking these out at random, by the way. Okay, we have 3 Wet n Wild palettes. I really like the formula of Wet n Wild eyeshadows. They're actually very pigmented, a little bit dusty, but I find them so easy to use. So I have the Nude Awakening, the Comfort Zone, and also the Rosé in the Air palette. This is my most used, and it's supposed to be a straight up dupe for the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance, which I do pretty much agree. The colours are very similar. Like you can see, some of the colours they got pretty bang on, but obviously it's less shades. I am going to keep this because I do really like it. Do I keep these two though? You know what? Yes, because I really like the colours in here, and they're small, so they're good to go away with and stuff. Not that we're going anywhere, I know, but I just think they're smart little palettes and I like the formula, so I'm gonna keep them. They're good for a cheaper alternative as well. I'm also gonna keep my Modern Renaissance palette. At first when I tried this, I did not like the formula. I found it hard to work with and hard to blend. But as my technique has kind of evolved over time, I feel like I can use this now and I can get a really nice look with it. And I also only have one of these size Anastasia palettes, so I'm gonna keep this one in my collection. I'm gonna do some quick fire rounds, so I know I'm gonna keep my Pastels palette by Beauty Bay. It's one of my favorites of all time. I use it all the time to just blend out looks. It's just so handy to have. Highly recommend. My Urban Decay Naked Honey. This is another one that my partner bought me, so I am keeping this. Also, the color palette in here isn't like any other palettes I have really, because it's very yellow toned. Again, good one for travel. Neutral palette, really nice. Also, Urban Decay kind of upped their formula with this palette, I felt. Compared to the old Naked palettes, I really enjoyed this one. I've got these two from Lottie London, and actually I'm yet to film with these. I was going to do an individual video, but I never got around to it. But it's the Lottie London X Layla Loves palette. I actually really like the formula on these. I was super impressed actually. So it's the Miami palette and then the Ibiza palette. Just realized that shade is kind of crumbling. Let me just squish you back down. The shimmers in these are, it's probably the worst place to swatch ever. Yeah, they're just really pretty. I think my favorite shade is actually from this palette here, and I believe it's called South Beach. I don't know because the name's on the back and I never know which way around they're supposed to be, but it's this one here, which is almost like a duochrome. It's a pink to green shift. Let me just swatch it for you guys. I don't know if it's going to show up on camera, but it is so pretty. Like, look at that. It's sheer, but still works really well, and the mattes are really nice and blendable. I think I am actually going to keep these in my collection for a little bit longer. I do kind of gravitate more towards the Miami one, this one. But the tones in here are beautiful as well, and the oranges, and I really like these as little capsule palettes as well. They're like colourful, and apart from like deepening shades, I feel like they have everything you need for a nice colourful look. So I am gonna keep these. Don't worry guys, I will get rid of other stuff. But I just feel like these are nice little ones to have, you know? Okay, the Book of Magic by Beauty Bay. This one's staying. I love this. This is one that I will take out with me. Like if I want something that I can do a neutral look with, but then also add a pop of colour, because these neutrals are just perfect for me. And then there are deepening tones in this as well. So this is like a perfect palette for me personally. Okay, I've got these two e.l.f. palettes. The Need It Nude and Mad for Matte. The formula on these are really good. This is a really good all matte palette that has everything you need pretty much for a nude look. And then this one is really nice as well. I just personally don't reach for them. And I don't know why, because I do really like the formula. I am going to get rid of this one, which is the Need It Nude palette. Do I get rid of the Mad for Matte? Something like this is good if you just want something to throw in the crease and you want to use like a liquid shadow over top. And I do enjoy doing that. I just have not really reached for this. I've reached for it like once or twice maybe, and I don't know. Like even if I'm going somewhere, I tend to pack it, but then don't reach for it. So I'm gonna get rid of it. What's the point in having it? Okay, this is a newer one to my collection, which I'm yet to film with. I've used once, and so far I like the formula, but I want to see if it's actually like worth it. So this is the Natasha Denona Coral palette. and it looks like this. It's really pretty. I love the tones in here. I feel like this shade in the middle is a little bit random. It's like a purple to terracotta, almost duochrome. It's a little bit of a weird shade, but it's really pretty. And I want to film a video with it. Maybe because I bought another one to give away to you guys. Maybe. We shall see in a future video. So if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe because there is potential for you to maybe win a Natasha Denona palette in the future. But yeah, this is staying in my collection, if that wasn't abundantly obvious. This was a gift of my partner again. Can you tell he knows me well? So this is one of the Marc Jacobs palettes, which honestly, I love these little things. This is the Provocateur 710 one. This is the more mauve-y one, which honestly, it's a lot different to a lot of the tones that are in other palettes. It's slightly more cool tone, which I like. And the shimmer formula in here is so soft. Ugh, oh my gosh, I love it. That color as well, look at it. It's such a pretty tone. Okay, so this one is going nowhere. I really like this. I need to reach for it more really. I would love some more of those Marc Jacobs palettes. They're so small and cute. Okay, we have the Tarte Beauty Textured Neutrals palette. I love this. It's so heavy. I love the formula of this. It's so buildable, blendable, very pigmented. I love the fact we have options for shimmers in here. And I actually do really like the sequin shades. This is one of my favorite palettes ever. So I am gonna keep it, even though it may be a bit controversial these days. I don't even know. The only down thing to this is it gets very dirty because of the texture of it. It's like a matte texture, but I really like it anyway. Sorry if you guys can hear the birds outside. My window's up because it's very warm. Okay, this is my partner's bought me a lot of makeup, okay, because he knows I like it. I talked about getting a pastels palette. This was before the Beauty Bay one dropped, like literally like a few days before it dropped actually, which was kind of funny. But this is the Essence Never Give Up Your Daydream eyeshadow palette, and it's an all shimmer palette. So this combined with the Beauty Bay pastels palette, which is all matte, goes so well together. And when I tell you, I was so impressed by these shimmers. Some of them are insane and they feel really soft. As you guys can see, it's just like very light pastel colors. Like this is such a pretty shade, this dreamy shade and Escape and Sunny Days. Oh, they're just so pretty. Let me just swatch these so you guys can see on my finger. Look at these. Like, look how pretty they are. They're so pretty. The lighting is not really doing them justice right now, but they are stunning shades. I couldn't believe it when I swatched them. Like, I didn't press in hard. Like, they feel so smooth and buttery. They are more like toppers, but I am gonna keep them because I really like this. This is the original Nude Patootie palette by Laura Lee Los Angeles. I really like this. I don't know if you could see, this one is kind of used and abused, and this shade actually fell out on me. These kind of shades, they're very crumbly. You have to be careful with them, and I don't recommend traveling with them. Matte shades though in here, the variety is so nice, and it is a good travel palette, which is really annoying. And also these shimmers in here, they are also insane. They are so smooth and so buttery. I do really love the color story in this, and it is well loved, so I am gonna keep this one. Let's do a little bit of quick fire maybe. So this is the Me, Myself and Mitchell palette by Beauty Bay. Again, this one is quite well loved as well, and I do still reach for it for more creative looks, colorful looks. The shimmer formula is really chunky, I find, but it's still really nice, and I really do like the shades. They're buildable, blendable, great formula. This was like the one that kind of kicked off people's Beauty Bay love, I feel. I'm really annoyed that it's discontinued, so you can't get your hands on it anymore, so that's why I really don't use it on my channel anymore. Even though if you're interested, I do have a lot of videos with this. I am going to keep it for my personal use and for like Instagram pictures and stuff, you know. The Jaclyn Hill Original palette. I've got this one and her newest one here. So we have volume 1 and volume 2. Obviously they're very different. Like this is more pinky purples, this is more neutrals with some blues and greens. I'm yet to really try this part of the Jaclyn Hill volume 2. I've done a video with like the reds and stuff for my garnet video in my gemstone series. I would really like to use more of these shades, and since I got rid of the Vault, I feel more inclined to keep these. I'm just looking at the shades and wondering if I have them already. Like I don't know if I have a pinky shade like this one. Oh my gosh, that is stunning. Stop. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I have another one like that in my palettes at all. God damn it. I think I'm gonna start a maybe pile. So I'm gonna put the Jaclyn Hill original in the maybe, and then I'm gonna keep the volume 2. It is pretty new to my collection and I've only used it like once or twice, so I want to play with it more. I'm gonna keep this one. This is the ABH Novena collection. My partner got me this last Christmas. I did ask for this one because out of all of the Novena palettes, this is the only one I was intrigued by, and I have actually used it a few times and I do really like the formula. The shimmer formula is beautiful. The mattes, I always find like a little bit of a struggle with the ABH formula. You have to be really gentle with them and build them up to get a nice blend, but the color story in here is quite unique. The one thing I wish with it is that it had like a deeper tone, because the darkest color in here is pretty much this, or a shimmer, which you can't really use throughout the crease. I mean, you can if you want, but I don't personally like to do that. But apart from that, the shimmers and everything like that, they're really nice. And I'm keeping this because I've had it for a very short amount of time and I really like it. This Sample Beauty palette, the Equalizer volume 2. I'm undecided on this one. I really like the shimmer formula. The mattes are really easy to blend. I just don't know about the color story. When I bought it, I thought it would be one of the ones that I like immediately go to, but I actually don't. I don't know, I just find the tones like hard to work with in a weird way. I don't know why. This shimmer, Sweet, is very similar, if not exactly the same, to the shimmer in the Lottie London palette as well. Let me just show you guys, although it's kind of rubbed off now on my hand. Here's the Lottie London one, and then this is the Sample Beauty. Like, they are very similar. The Sample Beauty is a little bit more pigmented and a little bit more foiled, but the actual reflect is like exactly the same. I just swatched a little bit more of the Lottie London one again, but you can see they're pretty much exactly the same reflect. But I don't know about keeping this. I have not had it for that long, so maybe I just need to play with it a little bit more. You know what, it's going in the maybe pile. I can't decide right now. I've got my Mitchell Head in the Clouds palette. I really love this. The formula in this is impeccable. I have to give it to Mitchell. The matte shades are insane. The shimmers are also insane. Like, look at that. What? Yeah, even these pastels, oh my gosh, so soft and buttery. Honestly, the formula in this is incredible. The color story is a little bit jarring, but I still managed to work with it and I really like it, so this one is staying. I know I'm keeping a lot, but I spent my own money on these things, okay? So it's gonna be hard to part with them. And also, I really like a lot of this, so it's staying. We have the Be Perfect Carnival Love Tahiti palette. So beautiful, so tropical. I love the color story. I use this for my amethyst gemstone look in my gemstone series. The shade Starlight is incredible. There may be like one or two duds in here. Like, I find Key Lime had like 0 pigment in it. It's more of like a blending shade to help, you know, the other greens blend. But I definitely want to play with this some more. I haven't really played with the oranges in here or the neutrals, so I'd like to get onto that. So this one is staying again. Let me just pull these out from my little container here. Okay, so we have the Morphe X James Charles palette. I am going to get rid of this one. I thought the actual formula in this was so overhyped. A lot of colors in here. It's a nice rainbow palette, but I just feel like the quality isn't the best, like, personally. And also, I don't want to support this guy anymore. Yeah, he is going, thank you very much, goodbye. We have the Be Perfect Carnival XL Pro palette. I'm keeping this one. Again, the formula Be Perfect brings out is really good, and this has so many options in it. It's like a rainbow palette basically, with neutrals and everything you will need, so I'm going to keep this one. The 42 colour nude palette by BEAUTYBAY. I've only used this once, and I do really like the formula. There's nothing wrong with it. However, why did I think I would need this many colours of nude? It's very overwhelming. Like, there's just a lot going on here. However, I've only used it the once, and I want to play with it again. The thing is with nude palettes, like with so many shades, I just never know what one I want to dip into for what tone and stuff, and I feel like they can vary when they go on the lid, so I'm just like But it is like brand new to my collection. I'd like to play around with it some more, so this is going to stay. The Nikkie Tutorials X BEAUTYBAY palette. This was a bit polarizing, I feel, in the makeup community. A lot of people liked it, a lot of others didn't. I personally like it, and the shimmers in here are insane. I have dipped into this quite a bit. I appreciate both mirrors as well, that you've got like a little magnified one and a normal one. And I'm a sucker for pastels as well, and there's a few pastels in here. I personally really like this, and it is still for sale, I'm pretty sure, on BEAUTYBAY. I've used it quite a bit. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep this one. I also feel like I don't have many other shimmers that are similar to this palette, and that's kind of what sells this palette for me. It's the shimmer formula, so I'm keeping it. I know I'm keeping a lot, I'm sorry, but I really like these. The original Carnival palette by Be Perfect Cosmetics and Stacey Marie, I'm gonna keep. This is like a condensed version of the XL Pro, and when I used to go places I'd take this with me a lot. The formula's just easy, and you've got your neutrals but then a bulk of like colourful shades, so I'm gonna keep this one. I really like it. Alright, I'm gonna keep my two Raw Beauty Kristi collabs. I really love Raw Beauty Kristi. I'm so happy she had a great year last year with both collabs. This one is a great travel palette by Pure, with your more neutral side and then your more colourful side. I'm really yet to dip into this colourful side yet, so I really need to do that. But I've used this so much, and it's just perfect to take traveling. It's amazing. And then the At Forest Sight by ColourPop. Just a gorgeous, deep, neutral palette. It's so pretty. I'm keeping this too. And also, this was my first ever ColourPop palette, so it is special. Which has now got me hooked because I've now bought the Lizzie McGuire collection. So that'll be coming soon. This one is also by ColourPop. It's the Aura and Out palette. I've only used it once, but it is beautiful. And it's a bunch of pastel shades, and it's kind of spring in a palette. I do have a video using this on my channel, and I pretty much created the Scooby-Doo van on my eyes. It was an interesting look, but I really like this palette, and ColourPop's formula is just, I don't know, it's so impressive for so cheap. Really like the glitter in here as well. It is so pretty. I am going to keep this because I've only really used it twice, so I want to play with it some more. We are almost there, guys. It hasn't taken me as long as I thought it would, which is great. Right, these two by Zoya I haven't actually used yet. These really need to go in my like try pile. This is the Zoya Sweet Glamour palette. It's a pastel one. I bought it because I like pastels and I wanted to try the formula. These shades look so pretty. So I'm gonna pop this in my to try box. I haven't tried any of Zoya's palettes. I've got their brushes, but I've never actually tried any of their makeup, so I'm really intrigued. And then I've got this one, which is the Voyager Soft Sun. It's a really cute little miniature one, and I thought this would be good for travel and stuff. Obviously the tones in here are really pretty, and it's just a cute little palette. I wonder if you can make a full look out of this. I don't feel like there's enough depth in here, but I'd be intrigued and I want to play with it, so I'm going to put this in my try box again. This is the Super Beauty Cake Liners palette. This needs to go with my other liners. Got this little mini Ted Baker palette that came with the advent calendar. It's cute and the shades look really pretty. This one in the center looks real nice. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna keep this one. It's all shimmers, but I'm gonna keep it for personal use because you can't actually buy this, I don't think. But the formula feels nice and those shimmers are pretty, so I think I'm gonna just create a section for like personal use palettes. This one isn't going anywhere just because kind of just bought it for the outer packaging. Not gonna lie, I'm a huge Disney fan, and when I saw this, when it looks like the DVD of Beauty and the Beast, I had to have it. It's just so pretty. The actual formula on the inside, however, is not the best. This is by I Heart Revolution and it's okay. It's just extremely dusty and powdery feeling. You can make a look out of it. I have done a video with this and it came out, you know, alright. It's just not my favourite formula in the world, but I've literally kind of bought it just because of the packaging and it was relevantly cheap as well. So yeah, this one is staying. I really love it. I'm a sucker, okay, I don't know what to tell you. It's by Iconic London and it's their, I can't remember what it's called, it's like sweet something palette. I've got another one of these in my to try and it's like more of like neutrals, but this is like a colourful. I'm gonna keep this, but I'm gonna put it in a different section. It's loose pigments, so it doesn't really belong in my palettes. I'll need to find a place for this. Alright, this is the last one on top. I do have a few others to go through, but they'll be quick fire ones. This is the Beauty Bay New Romantic palette. I've played with this a few times and I still am not sure about it. I just can't really vibe with the colour story and I don't know why. I don't find myself drawn to it. The only shades that I really like out of it is like Penny, and I have a lot of similar shades to that one. When I did my video with this, I created some nice looks, but I think I said in that I wasn't 100% sold on it. The colour story just kind of throws me. I think it's because it's so many deep tones all together, if that makes sense. I don't know. I just don't vibe with the color story, so I am gonna get rid of this one. Alright, and the final two, I'm just gonna go on them quickly. I've been keeping these just because I spent so much money on them. No longer support Jeffree Star. Don't think anyone should, but that's my personal opinion. So we have the Conspiracy palette, which is obviously with another problematic person. Shane Dawson. Yeah, unfortunately he does have a decent formula, but I'm gonna part ways with both of these. So that's the Conspiracy one. They've just been collecting dust. I kept them and thought maybe I'll use them in my personal time, but I have not reached for them. And to be honest, I just don't want to. The only reason I kept them is because I spent a lot of money on them. This is the Bloodlust, which was my favourite one because of the purpley tones. But again, I'm just gonna part ways with them. Don't need this kind of negativity in my life. So these are going away. Okay, so these are the only two left in the Maybe pack. It does have some more unique shades like the Stripping and Bottomless. I think I am going to keep this if I don't reach for it, which to be fair I have actually reached for it. It's not like I haven't. If I don't use it in like the next 6 months, then I'll consider decluttering it, but I am going to keep it for now. And then the Jaclyn Hill, the original. Do I want this? I have heavily dipped into some of the shades, I think you guys can see. I have taken this to many places and it has come in handy a lot of times. I'm going to keep it. Who's telling me I can't? Just me. I've gotten rid of a few, so I'm gonna keep this one. Okay, so in total, I'm getting rid of 13 palettes, which I think is decent. I really like my palettes and I like to have variation, so I feel proud, okay? Oh wait, no, technically 14 because I forgot about this one by Revolution Pro. So I'm getting rid of 14 palettes, but then I am keeping technically 35. You know when you don't realize how many palettes you actually have until you count them? Yeah, that's the realization I'm having right now. But oh well, I do love and use a lot of these. So I myself am quite happy with the selection I have. I think I'm gonna put my most used in this little container over here. I don't really have a storage solution for these at the moment, so I am just gonna have to see what happens. But first of all, we need to clean the surface area, so let's quickly do that and then we'll get to organizing. Okay. Okay, I really need to get some glass cleaner for this really, but I can't find mine. But now we are all clean, let's try and put some of this stuff away. I'm gonna start by putting my most reached for in here, and then we'll work out what to do with the rest in a bit. Guys, I completely missed out a whole section of palettes. These are actually on the shelf above in this thing, and I just completely forgot about them, so I'm just gonna quickly go through them. Clearly I do not reach for them. They are covered in dust. This is the Revolution x Tammy collaboration, the Tropical Carnival one. I'm gonna get rid of it, I never use it. This is the Geovious Place, the Saharan palette. Nice formula, but I never reach for this at all, so this can go. I held on to this because it was my first ever Morphe palette. It's the 12p. It is use and abuse, and I used it for like special effects, makeup, things like that, but I have not reached for it in ages, so this can go. Oh, this is actually my Sofx Revolution highlighter palette. This isn't going anywhere and it'll go with my highlights. I actually picked this up the other day and used it. It's the Zoya Melody palette. So me saying earlier that I'd never used their cosmetics was a complete lie because I forgot about this palette. This is really pretty. I love the packaging, but also the shades inside are really nice. They're really easy shades, you know, it's really blendable formula. They're really soft. And the shimmers are stunning as well. So I'm going to keep this one. Oh god alive. This is the Sofx Revolution palette, the original. I'm going to get rid of this. Obviously it's broken, but I never reach for it, even though it has a lot of nice neutral shades. I don't get enough use out of it, so I'm gonna pass it along. The Jouer Tan Lines palette. Such pretty packaging. It's a nice palette, but I never reach for it. Like, this blue looks incredible. I kind of want to keep it, but they're quite sheer toppers, and I have more impressive blues that I need to remind myself of. So yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this one. Oh wow. This is in better days. I'm gonna get rid of this one. This is the Everything You Need Bright Matte Palette by Beauty Bay. I loved this for a while. As you can see, the white is one of the main shades I used it for. It's definitely a loved palette, but I've got other colourful ones now that I reach for more. The formula in this is really good though. I'd still recommend the palette. They have newer packaging now. This is their older one. But yeah, I'm gonna part ways with this. And I'm also gonna part ways with this one, which is broken. It's the Revolution Pro Regeneration Trends Mischief Mattes palette. God, that is a mouthful. And just don't reach for it. Got other colourful ones, so I'm gonna part ways with this one as well. Okay, that is now all of my palettes completed. Now I can organise them. Do not ask me how. Alright, so I zoomed you guys in just a little bit so you could see what I've done. So this is my kind of like go-to picks of palettes, and then these are just the rest. I'm thinking about maybe just getting like bookends or something to have them all on display like this so I could see exactly what they are. I did have them like below in like a little crate thing, but I just would never see them then. But I'm pretty happy with this, you know. I don't feel too overwhelmed. I do obviously want to get a better storage solution for them. I'm going to be searching tonight, but I'm pretty happy with the way this came out. I feel like I got rid of quite a bit. I got rid of an additional 7 palettes when I went through the ones that I missed. So in total, I'm getting rid of 21 palettes, which actually I'm very happy with. But yeah, these are all of my babies all organized. I'm thinking about doing a video of my whole makeup collection, and I'll probably do that when I've got a better organization thing for these, you know. But yeah, that's all my palettes sorted. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I know this is going to be a long, slightly jumbled one, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway. That one was a lot. Please let me know how you think I did. I know I didn't get rid of like the majority of my collection, but I got rid of quite a bit. If you did enjoy this video, please leave a thumbs up. That really helps my channel out and also lets me know that I did a good job and you like this video, which is greatly appreciated. Once again, if you are new, I'd encourage you to join the channel. Why not subscribe? I'm so close to 2,000 subscribers, by the way, which, like, oh my god, thank you so much. So yeah, if you're thinking about joining, I hope you decide to take the plunge. It's a fun time around here. But yeah, I'm gonna now love you and leave you. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are in the world, and I hope I see you on the next one. Till then, bye guys.